Good. Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have the results of the audit from the minimum assessing requirements, AMAR, and this will be presented by Darren Kratz of Team Perfection, is what I'm now calling you all.
Thank you for your time tonight. I do want to just kind of give you a little background on what the AMR is and kind of what it means for us in the assessing profession. I know it's very thrilling to most everybody here, but
Should we bring up
in
Team
2000
Perfection? Do you want to bring Team Perfection?
oh, I will.
up?
Yeah, I will.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, sorry.
In 2015, the State Tax Commission decided that there were too many non-uniform things going on in the assessing industry, so they created what they phrased the AMAR. They coined it the AMAR, which is the Audit of Minimum Assessing Requirements. So this year was our lucky year in Oakland County, and they do these every 5 years, but this year was our year. And what they do is they contract with a company called TMA, Tax Management Associates, and they basically go through, I know they say it's a minimum requirements, but it's a pretty extensive list of things that they require from us, and they require them to be done in such a way that it's, you pass or you fail and that kind of thing. So one of the things that they do, they review is our land values to make sure we're calculating those correctly, our economic condition factors, our personal property records. A couple of the things, I think a couple months ago I was here in front of you guys for our hardship guidelines and so forth. So they review those, they review the veterans exemptions. As far as the hardships go, they make sure that we're sticking to our guidelines, we're not deviating, and then we're also following the State Tax Commission's rules and regulations on that. And then not only that, I think one of the more difficult things, because they're changing all the time, is whether or not we're following the State Tax Commission bulletins and their publications and their guidances and things, because they change all the time, and to keep on top of those is pretty difficult. So what they do after they review all these things is they determine whether or not your community is in substantial compliance, or what they refer to as substantial non-compliance. If you're in non-compliance, they give you the opportunity to correct it. If you don't correct it within the required time frame, which is usually about a year, or if they don't accept your action plan on how you're going to correct these things, the State Tax Commission actually has the ability to seize your assessment roll, which if they do that, they're not going to give it back to you easily, and it's going to cost probably a community like Bloomfield Township, I would say several $100,000 to get it back. So as far as I'm concerned, and my staff is concerned, this is big news for us. I know most folks don't know what assessors do, or even how we do what we do, but this is big news for us. And so with that, I'm pleased to tell you that we received a perfect score. Both us and Sylvan Lake, so we do Sylvan Lakes as well. So we're not just only doing one, we're doing two communities. So for us, that's a big deal. And so with that, I'd like to introduce you to my staff, because without these guys, it'd be very, very difficult to get a perfect score on your own. So I guess what I'd like to have them do is come up here when I introduce them. Jim's not here tonight. Jim Allen is my appraiser too. He's had a family emergency, so he's not going to be in for a while. But Jim's been with the township for 23 years. He's a Michigan Advanced Assessing Officer, so level 3. He's been one of the cornerstones in my office for years and years and years. He's also the assessor for Sylvan Lake, so Jim handles all of Sylvan Lake stuff for us, and so for him to get a perfect score on his review as well was big for us. So Kathy Bono is an appraiser 1. She's been here with the township for 19 years. Michigan. Kathy's a level 2, a Michigan Certified Assessing Officer. Kathy has gained a lot of experience in her time here, and she does my personal property for me, which is a big, on this AMR, it was a big a big area that they were looking at. So something that they really focused on this time around. So I wanted to thank Kathy for that. I mean, that work that she does on personal property is, it's not easy. You're chasing your tail quite often. Jennifer Worthman is going to be she's my appraiser one. She's got her MAAO, so Michigan Advanced Assessing Officer license. Jen came from West Bloomfield Township. She's been here about 8 months, and she has absolutely hit the ground running, and big asset to our department. Lastly here, Christy Thompson. Most of you may know Christy from our building department. Christy's been with the township for 19 years. She's an MCAO, which is a Michigan Certified Assessing Officer. She's only been in our department for about 8 months, and is proving herself very, very quickly. I can look at a couple of Christy's sketches that she does on the computer, and I walk past her and I'm like, oh boy, like that's a little beyond even my scope of expertise in that. So I'd like to thank you three ladies and Jim for all your hard work and dedication to the township and to our department. So I don't know if a round of applause is in. Anybody have any questions or comments?
Thank you all.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
work.
thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Nice job.
Thank you for your time. Have
See
a
you
good night.
next year again, I'm sure.